I'm Caitlin. A little bit about me. I don't have autism. Totally fine if anyone here does. Would also be fine if I did. I just don't. I bring it up because a lot of people, men, tend to assume that I have autism. And I think it's because I'm not hot. But I'm also not nice to them. And they're like, oh my God, she doesn't get it. And it just doesn't occur to them that not hot people are allowed to do stuff, like vote, and also be mean to people. It's actually most of our day. Beauty is a prison. It's so much more fun down here. I felt some of you pull back when I called myself not hot. And way to question authority. I love that about you guys. Unfortunately, I am deeply qualified for this elected position. We can go through my resume together. I've lived in this city for almost a decade, and I've been catcalled 2.5 times, which is statistically impossible. The half point is because a guy once leaned out of a car window to inform me at an even tone, hey, your socks don't match. And there was no comma, and I think we can all agree a comma would have really improved that, because it would have been like, hey, your socks don't match, comma, sweetheart, hun, mama, baby girl, hot stuff. That could have been a full point, but instead he just rolled the car window up while making eye contact with me, and then he drove away, and I had to deal with that emotionally. And before we go any further, I just want to clarify, I am getting harassed. Like, I get mine, don't you worry about it. But I am the only woman at work that hasn't been hit on by the office creep. And it's, like, devastating. Because I work with some real uggos. And even then, this man wants nothing to do with me. Do you know what it does to a person to be ranked socially beneath a man who's been called into HR multiple times for peeing with his pants and underpants on the ground at the urinal at work? Now, I don't have to use a urinal, but I've been told sacrilegious. I've been told the highest crime possible in a culture setting at work. Speaking of corporate life, have you guys noticed as women, we get told we're good at stuff a lot, and we start to believe it even though it's not true? Like taking notes in meetings. I'm not good at that. Don't these childbirthing hips fool you? I've lost my company hundreds of thousands of dollars. If someone's talking to me for longer than 2 minutes on a phone call, I've hung up. I fully am not on the call anymore. The client loved the changes, I think. I don't know. Maybe they'll sign with us again. I didn't take notes. Maybe Kyle should do it. He was there. Or like calendars. I feel like every man I know is hiding behind a woman's Google Calendar. And they act like it's witchcraft. Like we're back there casting spells. Like God himself came down and anointed just women with the gift of calendar. These men are like, I don't know how you do it, babe. I don't know how you do it. I know when every single sports team is playing every single sports team, but I couldn't possibly remember that we have lunch with your friends tomorrow. That's insane. How would I know that? That's calendar. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to take the trash out, but you have to remind me every week, because I don't know what day it is. That's calendar. Also, can you get my mom a Christmas gift? You just get her more than me. And I really feel like that should be your responsibility, because holidays are on the calendar. No, that's fair. You all felt a little too seen on that one. You don't know her more, okay? He's known her his whole life. Don't let him trick you, okay? I just think it's messed up. It's just like, I can't keep living like this. I'm so sorry. I know we talk about it in the meetings all the time. It's all we talk about. But I have to break this sisterhood. I can't keep doing this. I'm going to tell the men how we're doing it. I'm so sorry. So first you're going to need a pen. And that's the whole thing. We're writing it down. Crows could do it. Elephants. Most pigs. It's not even thumbs that's holding guys back at this point. It's just you guys. We don't get like special little phones with special little apps for our like teeny tiny delicate little wrists. We're just writing things down. I just think it's messed up that in the 50s, men used to fuck their secretaries, and now they expect every woman they fuck to also be their secretary. And it's like, yeah, one's sexual harassment, but the other one is wage theft. And that's even more messed up. And I just feel like in a union town, fair hours, fair wages, okay? I feel like we could do a little bit more for the people in the back, you know what I mean? Put in a lot of unpaid hours. Anyway, now that I've established that I don't have autism, let's all listen to this next joke and see if you agree with me and my doctor. I do this other thing. It's very common. A lot of people have it. It's called an internal monologue. Everyone know what that is? Yeah. There are a couple blissful people here tonight in the crowd who don't have one of those. They just think thoughts, and then there's silence, and then they have new thoughts. That's crazy to me. For the rest of us, we just have a constant running ticker tape, like at the bottom of CNN, just going all the time. And as a kid, I didn't know that was very normal. A lot of people have it. I thought I was the only person. And because I was exposed to a high control religion, Catholicism, I naturally assumed the voice was God. Yeah, I thought God and I were just best friends who agreed on everything all the time. Like we both hated the same people the right amount. Like we both hated Michelle Wu for taking less chocolate milk. She knows what she did. And because we were best friends, I also knew that we could read each other's minds. And I knew that we were going to live forever, and we were going to see the collapse of the universe and the end of time as a construct. And I knew that God was pretty stressed about it. Not me. So calm under pressure. Just him. And I don't know if you've ever been 6 and tried to comfort an all-knowing being about his anxiety, about the concept of time ending as a construct, but you're not smart in a way maybe you could have been in another lifetime. You know, spelling tests don't hold your focus as much as the knowledge that you will see every star burn out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just not with it at school. So what happens is God and I would learn a fact, we'd discuss, and then we were kind of done. We didn't need more input. So, like, I learned at school about magnets, and naturally we extrapolated out that people had magnets inside their hands. And that's how people caught stuff, like baseballs. Because as you know, baseballs are secretly metal. And the reason I was bad at baseball was that my magnets were flipped the wrong way around. And I was like, I don't need a coach. I need to speak to a surgeon. Immediately. And it's not nice to say this, but I was dumb. As a child, I was tragically very dumb. I thought PBS was funded by a company called Viewers Like You. And I used to cry every time my mom brought coffee in the car because I had learned at school that you can't drink and drive. And I had asked 0 follow-up questions. I was like, friends don't let friends drink and drive. If it's not a gas or a salad, it could literally kill us. And so naturally, I didn't get invited to a lot of social gatherings. So it was a big deal when I did. And I got invited to my first, kind of last, sleepover in 2nd grade, and I studied. I studied so hard. I studied harder than any other child who would grow up to be an adult and take but pass an autism evaluation has ever studied for a social event in the history of time. And we were nailing this thing. We were going around a big circle. We were sharing who we had a crush on, and I knew the right answer. Because it was 2002 and Heath Ledger was on the cover of every magazine. And if you don't know who that is, do yourself a favor. Go home tonight and watch 10 Things I Hate About You and be changed on a chromosomal level. I don't care who or what you are, you will feel something for this man. And God and I were like, we are so good at this. And then a girl next to me mentioned that she had a crush on a boy in our class. And I stood up and I was like, Kelsey, that's disgusting. He's a child. Because I knew it was a crime to like children. And I thought it was my duty as a red-blooded American citizen to call my hero, Olivia Benson, with the NYPD to come down here and arrest you if you so much as looked at another child. And I didn't know it was fine if you were also 8 years old. I thought if at any point in your life you attempted to hold hands with an 8-year-old, you just immediately went to federal prison. And I'm not advocating that we live in that America. I just want you to know that that's the America I grew up in. and it messed me up socially and a little bit sexually, but we don't have time to get into that tonight. My name was Caitlin McDevitt. Please